Okay, everyone, so I have thought about this question, and I have stated in the past that I think the P365 XL is likely the perfect carry gun. And for some reason lately, I've been debating myself on this, because even though I still might at the end of this video come to that same conclusion, because believe it or not, I go into these videos with zero thought. Or very little thought. Like, I don't have a predetermined outcome. I kind of debate it on the fly, and let's see what we come up with. So here's what I've really thought about a lot lately is, so I own a 365, standard 365, and in the summer especially, it's a phenomenal gun, right? When like that's about all you can get away with, it's a great gun. And in the winter, I've typically been a Glock 19 person. Now, I know some of you are like, but you're a 1911 guy, why don't you carry those? Because the one that I intend on carrying is not here yet, okay? So slow your roll there, fella. Okay, so I've typically been colder months, Glock 19, warmer months, 365. To be perfectly honest, I have rolled with this in some of the cooler months just because it's a lot more pleasant to wear. But here's the thing that I'm left with is, despite having good capacity on that 365, I can't help feeling that the best way I can describe it is, if I had to use this in a self-defense scenario, I feel really undergunned. That's the best way I can put it, is like, God, man, I've got such a small, like, not incompetent gun, but just like, I wish I had more. That's the best way I can describe it. I wish I had more. Capacity's okay. I wish I had more capacity, but I wish I just had a little bit bigger gun, because it's just a bit small, you know? Not that I need to shoot at 75 yards, but, you know, you get what I'm saying. And yet a Glock 19, at least for a guy my size, is not particularly feasible minus the winter months. Like, I'm not throwing this on in the summer. Could I? Sure. Is it going to print? Most likely, you know, so it's like, I just don't really like rolling around like that. So the reality is, that's about the size gun that I would love to have. But the reality is, I also feel like I could go into a situation going, hey, I don't necessarily need something that big. So we wind up in this debate about the 365 XL versus the Glock 48. And here's what I would tell you. If Glock made something exactly like the 365 XL, I would be more drawn to buy a Glock than I would a SIG. Not because I have anything against SIG. I'm more comfortable with Glocks, and I like Glocks better. That's just the reality of it, you know? I think SIG's doing more cool, innovative shit, but if you said, hey, apples to apples, I would take a Glock over a SIG, okay? But the thing is, you look at the 365 XL and you go, okay, well, look, it's got front, well, the Glock 48 actually does have serrations, so they both have serrations. The 365 XL is a little smaller than the 48. And to be honest, the 365 XL, when I was shooting that, it was the smallest gun that I've shot as a carry gun where I thought, I don't feel undergunned, as I'm calling it, right? Like, it feels like an appropriate size gun where I wouldn't be like, oh shit, I wish I had a full-size Desert Eagle versus this. Like, it feels at an appropriate size, just big enough, just small enough to be in this perfect in-between zone, and I can carry it year-round. Glock 48 is the exact same, I mean, a Glock 48 is the exact same size as that. It's just more thin because it's single stack. So the thing, you go 365 XL versus Glock 48, you go, okay, well, the 365 XL's got 12 rounds, Glock 48 has 10. There's a major wrench that has been thrown in this, and hey, if anyone knows the folks at Shield Arms, hey, I would love, fuck, why don't I just go buy some? They're probably 30 bucks. But I would love to get my hands on some of those Shield Arms mags, because to me, that really begins to level the playing field. Because now, major wrenches thrown into the XL versus 48 debate, because now XL's got 12 rounds and a Glock 48 has 15. Yeah, 15 plus 1. So you're in the exact same boat as a Glock 19. Essentially, you've got a single stack Glock 19, same capacity. Are they as reliable as a OEM Glock mag? I don't know. I've never spent time with them. I've heard different things. I'm sure that they'll keep getting better at it, but I think they're probably pretty solid already from what I've heard. Okay, so now the real debate is, if you had 12 rounds versus 15, do the features that you're picking up on the 365 XL outweigh the capacity that you just gained on the 48? Well, the big thing that the XL has is it has the, I wouldn't call it an RMR plate, but it's got a red dot plate. 48 does not have that, but now, shit, it would appear that Glock is coming out with the, what do they call it, MOS version, right, that has that red dot capacity. Shit, now it's getting, I mean, this is really getting to be a tough debate now. where you go, okay, the Glock's got increased capacity. It still has your serrations. It's not stippled like the 365 XL. I don't think that's a huge game changer, but unless that was critically important to you, obviously you could stipple the Glock, you know, either professionally or you could do it on a very amateur level and screw up your frame. That's up to you and YouTube University. But I don't know. This is getting to be a really, really tough debate. A Glock 48 with shield arms max, same capacity as a 19, but more thin, with the capacity to throw on a red dot. It's tough. Like, this is a really, really tough debate. About the only other thing that you could say in benefit of the 365 is the sights, the versus the factory Glock sights. The SIG 365 XL comes with the sights that I would want on that gun. Like, I'm perfectly content with those sights. I don't need to change that out. So that saves me, you know, whatever, $100 or something like that. Because the reality is you're probably gonna have to swap out your Glock 48 sights. But I don't know. I mean, this is a really competitive right now. Okay, right here, right now, because I'd like to take a position, even though I think that there's a lot of gray zone that's up for debate. My position on XL versus 48, right here, right now, I'm still taking the 365 XL because it's a little bit small. It's in this perfect unique size category. It's smaller than a 48, but it's bigger than a 365. And honestly, that's that zone where I think is this perfect sweet spot. It's an all-around, year-round carry gun. So right now, I'm sticking with 365 XL as I think probably the perfect carry gun. Glock 48 is tempting me because I know they're coming out with a red dot version, and now we've got the increased capacity on those shield arms mags. I just want a little more info on the reliability of those, but Glock could sway me back over right now. Right here, right now, I'm still saying 365 XL, the perfect carry gun.